moving on into announcements, we have some kind of cool things coming up here for 40K and Age of Sigmar Battle Forces. And I added on the Age of Sigmar right at the end there because I didn't realize it was happening because I don't follow Age of Sigmar news. But these are kind of cool things. For anybody who doesn't know, Battle Forces are like, hey, it's almost Christmas time. Here's an option where you can buy somebody a Christmas box, you know? Yeah, that's what you do with God of War, for sure. In the past, the Battle Forces have not been very good. And this time they're weird, like in a good way. If you haven't collected these armies, this is a great deal for you. If you have collected these armies and you just bought a single box, this could still be a good deal for you. But all of the 40K ones have a character in them. And when I say a character, I mean like the character for that faction, which are normally pretty expensive, right? Yeah. Morvenval's like $60 on her own. So if you already bought one, there's no reason for you to buy this box, really, unless you just plan to sell that second Morvenval. But the Adeptus Sororitas Sisters of Battle one comes with Morvenval, a bunch of Paragon Warsuits, some Sacrosanct, some Battle Sisters. It's a pretty good deal. We don't yet know what the prices are going to be, but they're probably going to be around $220, $225. That's what they were last year. For that deal, you're saving like $60 by buying this to get all this stuff. Okay. It's not the best of the boxes, but it's cool. The Custodes one, however, the Watchers of the Gate, is like, that's 1,000 points of Custodes right there. That's almost 1,300 points of Custodes. You can just buy that box and be able to do most of the different levels of combat just for that box. It's crazy how much value is in this box. Henry Cavill, please come on this podcast and talk about the Watchers of the Gate. And of course, it comes with a character as well, which is Trajan Valoris, which again is like $60 on his own. Custodes are expensive. You get a box of 4 for like $40. And this box comes with 15 of those guys. So this is a great deal already. But then it also comes with some box and stuff.
Buying it.
I'm thinking about it. The Admech one is okay. It comes with Belisarius Call. He's a $60 model as well. Admech aren't in a very good spot right now, and I don't think this is a very good value, because if you have Admech, you probably already have Call. He's like the best unit in their army, so, you know. The Knights box is, if this box is anything less than $400, it's an incredible deal. Imperial Knights are incredibly expensive because they're their own army. You field like 5 units for a 2,000 point army. The Imperial Knights box is 1,000 points just in and of itself. And it is one full-on Canis Rex Preceptor, which is like a $140 model. It's huge. Oh. It's like this tall. If this box is $200 and you get a Preceptor along with 4 smaller guys, that box is already worth it. That one's going to be hard for me not to get, to be honest with you. That one's going to be hard for me not to get.
Well, in the past year, I think about the past year, they've been pushing, like, there's a couple of different starter sets.
Yeah.
That 40K has put out.
Yeah.
And those are not huge armies, but those are running, I think, $80, $90.
Yeah.
For that starter set.
And you get some good units in those. The Death Guard one comes with Mortarion, who is $140 on his own. An incredible model that is huge and is the best unit in their army. So again, if you're already collecting Death Guard, this box probably is worthless for you unless you just want another Mortarion.
Yeah.
But if you're not already collecting Death Guard, hey, this is a free Mortarion, basically, with everything else in the box.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Well, like, if you're gonna get one of these boxes, you're gonna be set up with an army.
Pretty much.
You can go play.
Pretty much. And I think that's what they were going for this time. The Thousand Suns box is like a godsend for Thousand Sun players, because it's the first box that Thousand Suns have had in a long time that isn't just a bunch of Zangors. Zangors are a bird demon that can go with Tzeentch armies with Thousand Suns, but you don't use them in Thousand Suns most of the time. You use Rubric Marines. And all the Thousand Sun boxes come with like 60 Zangors you're not going to use and you don't want, except for this one, which comes with 20 Rubric Marines, which is an incredible deal. And then Magnus the Red, which is also $140 normally. And look, on one hand, this box would be cool to own, right? On the other hand, painting Magnus the Red would literally kill me. There is so much detail in that mini. Because he's not mini. He's this tall.
Right.
I can't do it. I love Magnus. Like, Magnus did nothing wrong. I can't do it. Then there's two, like, weird boxes for the last two Battle Forces, which are, hey, you want to play Imperial Fist or Raven Guard? They're the worst armies in the game right now. And our boxes look different. But if you want to play it, which makes me think we might be getting, like, additional rules for them in these boxes.
Possibly.
But it's like Torgaradon and like 15 heavy intercessors. Which is like, look, there are very few armies in this game that can use 15 heavy intercessors. And the one I play is not one of them. So, like, I don't know that I would ever even consider getting this box. And then the other one, the Raven Guard one, comes with a bunch of Reavers, which are good everywhere. That's not a bad deal. But it also comes with Cave and Shrike, who can only be ran as Raven Guard. So it's a weird choice for, like, Space Marine boxes. Because I can't buy this and use everything in this box with my Blood Angels. I would have to sell Cave and Shrike or, like, proxy him as a different model. But it does come with a Phobos Librarian, and that guy's really cool. So he's got, like, a hood, and he blasts people with his mind. But that's the 40K ones. The Age of Sigmar ones are much better deals in my mind, even though I don't know that much about Age of Sigmar. Because Age of Sigmar has a lot of Horde armies. And so, yeah, you may have a character, because these all have characters too. You may have a character that you already have one of, turn around and sell that character, but you get a bunch more of your Horde. The Daughters of Cain has one that comes with a Slaughter Queen on a Cauldron of Blood. I don't know that much about Age of Sigmar, but that sounds cool. But then it comes with a bunch of Witch Elves. The Cruel Boys, which are the Oryx, have one that comes with a Snatch-a-Boss on a Sludge Raker Beast and a Kill-a-Boss on a Corpse Ripper Vulture, and then a bunch of Cruel Boys. It seems okay. The big one that I see a lot of people talking about is the Squigs. The Gloomspite Gets has a Squigalanche box coming, which just gives you a bunch of Squigs, which is a Horde army. And this is all Greek to you, I know. But, like, a bunch of Squigs, which is a pretty good deal. Because you got to buy a bunch of them for your for your army anyway. The Skaven box is kind of that way, too. You get 40 Clan Rats and 40 Plague Monks in this box. So, like,
a lot of painting.
If you need Skaven, there you go. I kind of want to collect Skaven, but I don't know, man. The coolest one to me is the Legion of Grief, the Night Haunt box, which has a character, Lady Olander, but also has, like, the Black Coach, which is a pretty expensive mini on its own. Which is, like, the Night Haunt are ghosts and skeletons and stuff. And the Black Coach is a stagecoach with ghosts on top of it being pulled by ghost horses. And it looks super cool.
Nice.
So if you don't have the coach and you want one, this is probably a great deal because you also get a bunch of your Grimghast Reapers and Deathscythe Harridans. The Sylvaneth box gives you Tree Lords, which are cool, as well as a character that you probably already have because it's the best character in your army. So again, if you aren't collecting Sylvaneth, here you go. If you are,
But these would be a great box to buy starting out, right?
Oh yeah, for
if
sure.
You get your army.
You get a character. It's an army in a box. That's what it is. The Stormcast Eternals one is actually pretty good, even if you already have it, which makes it an outlier, kind of like the Skaven one, where you get two characters, one of which is like they're both dragon mounted, so you can run them not as characters, which is a big thing. Because it means even if you already have the box, you don't have to worry about it. You can run them as a specialty unit anyway. And then it comes with 10 Vanquishers, 10 Vigilers, and also comes with some Night Relictors. So, like, if you're a Stormcast player, even if you already have a lot of these characters, this box is worth it anyway, which again makes it kind of weird compared to the others. Out of these, the 40k Battleforces are weird because there's no Xenos armies in it. The Tau aren't there, the Orcs aren't there, the Tyranids aren't there. And then specifically the AoS armies didn't get the Seraphon, the Lizard Men, they didn't get anything. So neither did the Ogres. So I don't know if there's more stuff planned and they just haven't announced it, but my gut says this is all we're getting this year is these boxes. In which case, I think the 40k ones are a great deal if you're starting out, but are not great at all really if you are already collecting those armies. I don't think there's a single one of those that is like a great deal if you're already collecting, except maybe the Custodes one, because Custodes are so expensive, and the Knight one. The Knight one's great even if you already collect Knights. That's a great deal. Whereas the Age of Sigmar one is right. Age of Sigmar is Stormcast and Skaven is where I'm sitting at if you're not already collecting those armies. If you're already collecting, if you are not, all of these are a great deal because you get your biggest piece and an army in a box. But kind of weird choices, but I like it.
Oh.
I'm not opposed to making boxes that are more for new players. Maybe it'll make more people want to play.
Right.